So they're trading that Brittney Griner chick for the Merchant of Death. I am excited. It's a good thing he's getting out of prison. That bitch still owes me money. So maybe I'll get that someday. But probably not, because we're going to war with Russia. So I doubt that we're ever going to get fucking paid back anything any fucking Russian owes you. Sad. I don't understand why we're trading the Merchant of Death for a basketball player who should have known better than to go to Russia. I don't know why we aren't warning our citizens to not go to these countries. We really should be. This is going to become the new norm for Russia, and I don't think China's this bold yet, but they will be. We've lost dominance on the world stage, and people are testing us, and this is one of the ways that we are being tested, and we are failing. If I were president of the United States and they were doing this, I would trade him for her. I would do it. And then I would have him fucking killed. And then I would tell everyone what I did. And that's one of the things, that would separate me from a lot of presidents. I would get us involved in a shooting war with Russia, probably, with that shit. Because I would 100% have him just taken off the face of the fucking earth after that. It's one of those, how do you fight Rambo? Do you fight Rambo by sending in a whole bunch of National Guard troops into a fucking rainforest after him? No. No, Colonel Trotman was right. You go to Portland and wait at car washes, he'll show up eventually. He'll need money. Just let him alone. Well, yeah, you don't shoot him right there in front of God and everybody because you need your person back. And they might just shoot yours, right? This would be the thing that you'd be opening up Brittney Griner to fucking being shot. I'm fine with that. I think it's interesting how the Russians knew exactly who to grab. They grabbed one of our black lesbian basketball stars. If only she was trans. They managed to grab someone that the Democrats care about now, as opposed to all of the people that they've grabbed that they don't care about. There's several white men sitting over there in fucking prison that basically it's the same thing as Brittney Griner. Why aren't they getting pulled out of fucking Russia? I'll tell you why they aren't getting fucking pulled out of Russia. It's because they are fucking white or conservative or some other flavor of person that they don't like. The only reason Brittney Griner's getting traded for is because Putin managed to grab a political class that has value. Okay? This is the thing. In the new world that the Democrats are fucking creating, you're never going to be in charge of anything. It's going to be Brittney Griner. This is kind of why, in a nutshell, I think you should go to war. I think we should all go to war. Either I want my money back from the Merchant of Death, or I want to go to war against the people letting him go. Not to mention this whole fucking bullshit of if you're going to trade that dude, I want all our dudes back. Or give them all of their dudes for all of our dudes. I'd be willing to do that. I don't think anyone should be sitting in a prison over this political bullshit. And to be honest, Merchant of Death is sitting in prison over political bullshit. He was a criminal in the employ of Russia. I can explain that to you, but that makes him kind of a privateer. He's not a criminal. We live in a new age of sale and piracy and whatever, and they fucked up the laws to the point to where they're in the favor of governments. Especially the United States. What Russia was doing with him is nothing out of the ordinary. And it's what I would expect Russia to be doing. Why are you arresting their dude? Oh, you're arresting their dude to cause political shit because you know who his friends are. That's the real thing. Like, that's why the Merchant of Death isn't still walking the streets today. You know, if you did what you did with a fucking American flag on your back instead of a Russian one, you're a good guy. Imagine that. I always thought it was funny in the Lord of War that they had the owner of the fucking Enterprise being like the only one doing everything. My guess is that the guy in the Lord of War probably had 4 to 5 very close associates that did most of his work for him. I've known people in that industry before, and there are a few that do like to go get their hands dirty and do shit. That's very true. But at the same time, most of them are very rich men that are aging out of shit. So the part that I thought was funny in Lord of War was basically that he never had any employees. He had his brother and him. And, like, there's some truth to that. Like, you need to keep your circle tight if you're going to do criminal shit. But the thing you got to get is that guy in Lord of War, he was doing what the fucking Merchant of Death did for Russia for the United States. That's why in that movie you see fucking Ollie North come and get him. Yeah. He was juiced in with the same people that the guy in Mena, Arkansas, flying the fucking planes full of cocaine were juiced in with. Our entire history over the last 50 years is like this crazy shit show of rogue agencies doing these crazy operations. And, like, now I just wonder who the fuck Brittney Griner really works for, or if Putin really did just go, yes, bring me the black basketball playing lesbian. I wish to have black basketball playing lesbian. I wish to do things to her. That's how I picture Putin. He's got jungle fever. That's why you can't kidnap her. I'm sure this is horribly racist now, but, like, in reality, given the subject of what we're talking about, I don't give a fuck. I like black men. I like black women, even, although less. Black women do not like me. I can't imagine why the fuck that would be. Sorry, my hair's a mess. I have taken a day and just drank like a pirate because basically my ear hurts. And this helps. But yeah, black women don't really like me at all. They look at me like I'm the devil. Which really, given the way black men look at me, I can see it. Like, imagine if people looked at you like you were a piece of meat and followed you around stores and shit. It's that bad, and I guess black women know that. They can't compete. I guess, I don't know. They really can compete. That's the sad thing, is basically I'm 5 minutes of fun, and they're like babies. Totally the devil, though. At least to an African American woman who is married to a man that she likes. I am the devil. Meanwhile, Putin is just like, yes, black woman, come here, back up big booty to me. Smack. Oh, that wasn't a very good smack. I don't have anything to smack. Anyway, the entire international arms industry is built on the United States and Russia pissing off at each other during the Cold War. It's, still that way on the international market. Russian shit is still for sale. Lots of countries buy Russian shit. And lots of countries that aren't supposed to buy anything at all buy a lot of Russian shit. A lot of countries that aren't supposed to buy anything at all, they buy a lot of German shit too. If you go to some of the darkest parts of the world, you'll find HK. Fuck those Nazi bastards. If you go to some of the darkest parts of the world, you will find brand new HK product in the hand of terrorists. That's why I don't like them. That, and they won't sell us guns here in the US, so it's like they really fucking hate us. And the people that they do like, you know, aren't our fans. When Gaddafi got knifed in the asshole, half of the guys holding him had fucking brand new G36s. But we're just not supposed to notice that. My guess is that those were some form of either payment for the people that were going to go do that, or arming the squad of people that were going to go do that, or those were fucking, some sort of special forces dudes in fucking rags. I don't know. I'd have to go look at the pictures again. From what I remember, they seemed pretty legit from Libya type people. They weren't wearing a bunch of face coverings and shit, and they were holding brand new G36s, which means somebody paid for those. And this is one of those, like, is this HK making a buck, or is this our State Department using HK to sell guns illegally to Libyan terrorists? I don't know. This is what you should get about the international arms market, though. And the nature of this whole trading prisoners back and forth shit. This is Cold War shit. And like it never really stopped. Half of the shit that I was doing in Mexico and South America was providing, counter force to shit Russia was doing there. For those who aren't in the know, I used to sell guns internationally. It's one of several things that I used to do to make money. And some of the places that I got paid to go sell guns in were the kind of places where you ended up getting shot. I have a savant skill in that, like, I can sell ice cubes to Eskimos. And I know everything about everything, pretty much. Like, I'm not, like, 100% perfect, but, like, if you use me and Google about gun shit, you'll find that I get the answer faster and am correct 95% of the time. It's handy. It's handy if you're teaching in the field and you don't have internet and shit. Like, that was half of how I got drug along, is like other people were doing other things, and I was there as like an extra set of hands who was a good salesman who knew enough about everything to fill in a lot of places. And like it, I got lucky. I got a unique job. Looking back on it, it's fucking crazy. There's a lot of everything from anti-terror and anti-drug forces in Central and South America to just plain Jane police, that basically some of the dudes that we were selling guns and equipment to were going from carrying bolt-action rifles or lever-action rifles to carrying M4s with night vision. It's some crazy shit, but like, this is what you get when really, really rich people think the world's going to end. You'll find at a certain level of money, You can have whatever you want. Anywhere you want. You can have that because someone like Ray Ray will load a fucking C-130 full of it and pull it up at your front door for the right amount of money. I can't believe they really traded the fucking Merchant of Death for that lesbian basketball player. Like, this has nothing to do with her being black, a lesbian, or a basketball player. I just like pointing that out because of how fucking just on the nose. You know, that's why I'm pointing at my nose. That is. Like, it's like they kidnapped the Democratic spokesperson or some shit. They knew what they're doing. I forget his name, but there's a dude that's been sitting over there for 2 years longer than Griner. Still in Russian prison. Still going to be in Russian prison the rest of his life, probably, unless we trade for him. And, like, this is the thing with him and several others that they've done. They're just holding political prisoners. They want tokens to trade for their fucking people. And, like, you know, I don't really blame them. The United States is kind of a jackass. I don't think we have the right to do some of the things that we do on this planet. You know, I don't think the Russians necessarily do either, but, like, we're getting into this giant fucking pissing contest now that's going to hurt the whole world. I just wish that we would not. Especially because of, like, how the world is organized at this particular moment. If things fall just correctly, we will have neo-feudalism here. Our system is set up for it. And this is what, like, picking a fight with Russia is going to get us. We're going to get fucking nuked on the East Coast, and it's going to shake up our shit to the point where things are never the same again. World isn't going to end. Whole bunch of people are going to die, though. And, like, America's never going to be the same. Look at what 9/11 did to us. Imagine if they nuked New York City and Washington, D.C. That's where we're headed, I think. And if you think, oh, well, that would end the world. I think if they nuked both of those cities, we would be going to war. But I doubt we would be fucking nuking their cities back. They will nuke our cities. And, like, if they only did a couple of them as, like, a fucking show of force, I don't think we would do shit. That's at the position that Russia has us. And they know it. And the Democrats are fucking idiots because they don't see it. Or they don't care. I don't even understand what's going on anymore with the leadership in this country. Seems like we voted in a substantial portion of people that forgot that the Cold War happened or that Russia was still a threat. Like, if you look back a few years ago with Obama laughing at Mitt Romney talking about how Russia was a threat. Yeah. That's exactly what we did. Because, like, every fucking Democrat sucked at the teat of fucking Obama. He's making fun of the Russians. The Russians are going to conquer us and be the new dominant empire on this planet. That's my prediction. I think the Chinese don't have it to do it on their own, and I think the Russians are really using the Chinese as puppets to get what they want. Like, this is the one advantage that we do have, is that our enemies are all kind of, you know, independent actors with their own shit. They aren't a cohesive force, but the whole BRICS union thing that they're doing, well, that'll solve that issue, isn't it? we tried to stop trading with Russia as a group of people and make the whole world do that. And as a result, I think they're going to stop trading with us. That ought to make things fun here. I'll see you guys later. This hasn't exactly been a happy one, but I don't know. I'm slow to talk about dealing guns internationally for various reasons, but it is an interesting topic. It's one of those things that, like, no one would ever believe you could fall into it the way I did. I was a lost archaeologist, and I had an encyclopedic memory of gun knowledge. They thought I was cool. Also suck a really mean dick. I think that might have had something to do with part of it, too. I was a little bit in love with one of the guys that I worked with. I don't really want to talk about that on here too much, but ex-Green Beret with a very big cock. And, like, we never had anything but, like, meaningless sex. I really dug him. I'll see you guys later.